This is for you, Caroline. For all the others that were asking, let me check what date are we on. I'm on New York. Always like to be on New York. What is the time here? 2300 hours. I need to be in New York session. And I'm on MNQ. I'm on the hourly chart. And everything, yeah, everything's like I wanted. Okay, go to New York session. Let me see if that's New York session. Sometimes FX replay doesn't jump to the actual session you wanted to go to. Okay, so let me see here. From current price, let me see channel trades by an essential August 1 and 2. There's a whole trade plan essentials thing going on in the chat there. Come back, everyone. Come back to the class, right? Down and to the left to the nearest demand zone. So first step, let me actually just put it on the chart here. Step 1, curve. Step 2, trend. Step 3, breakout signal. Now, everybody should go this the 6-step process, right? I'm just giving you the shortened version that I use that gets me to a decision quickly. Gets me to decide whether or not I should be on that particular chart. For the sake of this explanation, I am just going to go and do this one chart. So I'm gonna, again, I want to remind you all, when you're only trading one chart, right? You're only trading one asset, you are going to invite more losses. Does everybody understand here? Because I don't have the luxury of going to check another chart to see if there's a better asset on there that I can trade. This is not trading view, right? This is FX replay. So I'm only looking at this. So what I want from you all here, whether we win or lose, is to understand that I can easily take more losses in here because I don't have the ability to look at the other assets and choose a better one. Is everybody with me on that? Right? So, what should you learn from here? You should learn the process, not whether or not I won this trade or not. Is everybody with me? All I did now in this session, I chose a random previous session to clone and I cloned it. And now it starts me back at the beginning, wherever that is on FX replay, and we're going to just try and look at this, right? So I want everybody's buy-in on this, that we are not trying to look at win rate and things here now, because that's not going to matter. I want to teach you the process of it, right? If you're looking at the win rate of this, I could take all the trades we do now as a loss. And if you get discouraged by that, then that's going to be on you, because I'm looking at literally one asset. I cannot look at the other curves, cannot look at the other trends, cannot look at the other zones, cannot do any of that, right? Who remembers at the last session we looked at NG? Who went to go look back at that chart? I went through all the charts with you guys live after one person asked for it. And then we ended up on NG, right? Who went to go and look at that chart again? I was wondering if anybody actually went to look, because if you did look, you would have seen that that one came into entry and went straight to target and then continued on, right? So after we looked at 5 charts and we refined it down to those last 3, and then the last one I said, after looking at NG, I said this one looks probably the easiest and the clearest to go. That one hit entry and hit like 6R after that. So the system works, but that's looking at a lot of charts. Here's only looking at one, right? So let's go. From current price, this is the process, start to finish, right? Yes, I can do that, Brandy. I can do that. I do know though. In fact, I can bring it up now, so Brandy, thank you for sending that privately. I can do another chart here, right? Can do another one, but that's going to slow us down for the process. I often do add more, right? Thomas, if we're talking about 5 or so, I'm not sure if Armand did that on FX replay or if he did that on TradingView, but this is not TradingView, right? And I do know that if I go to more charts now, the program is first of all going to slow down because I'm on Zoom. And then secondly, if I'm looking at 2 assets at the same time, trying to tell you guys all of that, you guys are going to lose some of that, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to get sidetracked by the other asset, looking at stronger lows, weak highs, all of this stuff, and then you're going to get loose, right? Know your last session. Was that where you compared 5 different stocks on Tuesday? Yes, Thomas. That was on my last session. 5 different assets on Tuesday, and that hit the what's his name, the target. Why are the values on the right thousands? These over here. Remember, this is not a live chart. This is a replay of a previous chart, right? So this is just the value of the MNQ at that point, and it's not the NQ; it's the MNQ. Okay, so let's go. From current price, down into the left to the nearest demand zone. I'm using the 1 hour as the curve. That would put us here. Oops. I remember it's not my trading view, so it's got a slightly different configuration. I still need to match it to my trading view. Okay. That's curve. So again, we draw curve from wick to wick. Why am I drawing that? Because that's a series of candles, right? That's a leg out. Series of candles of the same color in the same direction. This is a singular candle or a series of candles of the same color in the same direction, making that a rally base rally on the curve time frame. Then we go to the left. We'll see if there's something in the side or if we're at all-time highs. No, we're not at all-time highs. So I can go up and to the left to the nearest supply zone. If you're trying to look on your own chart for this, you will not be able to see it. This is probably 2022, 2023, somewhere's price action, right? Over here, that's going to be my curve high, closest to current price. What do you mean closer to current price? Well, there's nothing higher than this line, closer to current price than that zone, right? Okay. Should you show the loss curve closer again? No. It's this one here, right? There's nothing closer than that. If I put a horizontal line on, just to show you all, there's no zone closer than that one, right? At all. Just means zoom in what you drew. Yeah, I'm zooming in here because that's where current price is now, but there's no zone closer in terms of curve to that, right? Then we go to trend time frame. Oh, to zoom in on the far one on this side. Okay, I got you. You guys have to be a little bit more descriptive for me. I don't sometimes know. Right there. Wick to wick on the highest zone. The highest one, rally, base, drop. Now there's no base here. There's just rally in, drop out. But if you came to all the classes, you know now that when that happens, I draw the highest candle in the series. Right? Okay. There we go. Let me keep going here. Then what is next? Now we did curve. We've established that where are we? We are low on the curve, right? We are low on the curve. Let me just lighten this color. Okay, this is not my trading view, but we are low on the curve. We're in the section here at the bottom, right? Okay. Curve. For second language speakers like me, sometimes questions have to be very detailed since we take it literally. Yes, good example of taking apart those base candles. Good, Terry. But Terry, you got like speed typing, so like you have it, right? How did you know that you are low on the curve? I know because when I measure from that eye of that curve till there, I'm in the lower quadrant of that area, right? So I'm low of the curve, right? I'm low. I'm there. This is low. That is equilibrium. That is retail, wholesale, equilibrium, retail. So yeah, I am, right? Low on the curve. I go to my 15-minute to establish trend. Let me have a look at this. We go down here, there, 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 there. Now I need to draw up what, right? I need to look, what do I get next on my list? I've done trend. I've established that we have two breaks in one direction, right? We actually have more than that. If I break it down a bit further, over here, we've got this one here, that one there, that one there. Okay. Under words per minute. Yeah. Okay. Caroline, how do you know? Oh, this is different settings to the one that I gave you on. Oh, no, it's the same. It's just the colors are different. But these are the settings that I want to give you on TradingView. I'll add the 0.5 there as well. But that's the settings for my GAN box. There's the name of it, GAN box on top. And that gives me the curve quadrant 0, 0.33, 0.66, 1, and 0.5. 0.5 is just the midpoint, and the others give you that, right? Okay, so now I need to go to my breakout segment. If you need to capture that again, I'm going to ask you to go back on there on the replay just for the sake of time to get it in for everyone. I hope you guys understand. I'm trying to cover as much as possible for you all. Right? Do I have a breakout segment? Yes or no? Yes, I do. Now, the last thing I want to do here is check, do I have zone in zone, right? Now, when I look at this price action like this, before I do anything, what is the other rule I established with you all? A lower time frame trend must be a higher time frame. What? It must be a higher time frame, rally-based rally, or a drop-based drop. So before I go ahead and use this as an actual trend, I need to establish where's the controlling swing low. Is it this one or is it this one, right? The way I do that is bump up the time frames. I can go 30-minute, right? It's starting to get clearer. Look at this. Now I've got a rally, base, rally. Who sees that? Rally, base, rally, the bump up trick, right? Now on this 30-minute, I got a rally, base, rally. I'm already happy with that. I can go with this. Come. I mean, and again, I might lose this trade, right? Don't think about like that. Follow the process. I might fully lose this trade. I got this rally, base, rally there, right? And we'll just go for, I'm trying to put it there, 3R. Go for 2R, 3R, because we're far away from the curve, I'll go for 2R, right? I got my rally base rally there, but I want to confirm, I have my breakout segment. I know where it is now. I want to confirm, do I have a zone in a zone? So do I have another zone in this area over here? And that's what's important. Now I'm getting lower, right? What percent of your trades are 2-to-1? I like to take a lot of 2-to-1s, Angelica, but you cannot base your rules on mine. It needs to be based on your actual strike rate, your win rate, and your risk and ruin. I like to take something off at 2-to-1, and then I'll let the rest run. Right? That's just my nature. I don't want to be in a trade that long. So I see on the 15-minute, there's a zone there. Here's another one on the 10-minute rally, base rally over there. We go to the 5-minute. You see where I'm going with this? There is zones on multiple time frames. So I'm willing to take that, but the main ones is going to be, I can see it on both the 1 hour. Look at this. Here's a rally, base rally. I can see it on the 30-minute. There's a rally, base rally. Both of those time frames are higher than my 15-minute. So that's all I need, right? That's all I need. Everyone with me? So I'll put my stop loss a little bit of low there because of my buffer. And then my 3R target over there. Go ahead and place my order now because I've got all the requirements. Now, I could ask myself here, what are my odds and answers? I'm low on the curve, so that's good. I'm an uptrend, that's good. So the zone is with the trend, that's good. Do I have a move out and a breakout? No, I have a breakout. I don't really have a move out per se, but that's okay. Is the zone fresh enough? Yes, hasn't been tapped more than 50%. Do I have profit zone to the upside? Yes, I do. All of that there, I can go ahead with it. Do you always include the leg in for the base or only lower time frames? So it does not stop out. I always include the leg in for the base, always. And that is actually in Search Strategy on Demand as well, right? It is Search Strategy on Demand as well, right? I don't know if I can add Globex on here. Let me check. This is not TradingView. Globex. Oh, can't. Right? I would take this. Remember, and here's again that thing, right? Caroline, what is the basis of all the rules that you need to have? What is the base? Search strategy. Globex is an odds and answer, not a I'm going to get in this trade reason, right? Screen is small. Is the demand zone the green above the curve? The demand zone is exactly here where I'm placing this, which is basically, let me show you. I'll draw it on there. It's this. I'll make that green darker. You see it now? All right. So rally base rally. Now I could go and make this slightly bigger there because that this candle here is more wick than body. That candle there is more wick than body, right? I can do that as well. Why am I making it here? Because this red candle's already gone in there, right? Don't worry about that too much now for this point. Let's see what happens. Are we in that trade? Take this off quickly. Not that off. Wait, stay there. Trying to take out the breakout segment. Yeah, looks like we're in that trade. Okay, wow. Right. The base you define doesn't look like it includes the big leg in green candle. It does. Not this. Sorry. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. No, right? When it comes to a rally base rally, you include the lowest part of the base and the leg out. Write this down. When it comes to a drop base rally, you include the leg ins low. So if it's this, very good question. If it's drop base rally, I include this as well. If it's a rally base rally, it's only this, not that. Good question. All right, good question. Okay. New York. If there's anybody who trades London as well, we can try a London session one as well. Can't see it exactly, and I think it matter of right at open. So drop base rally, you include leg in and leg outs, lowest points. Rally base rally, only the leg out. Drop base drop, only the leg out. Does that make it sound better? Okay, now this is clearly a messy one, yeah? Let's see. So look at this. Up and to the left, this is just me personally. Up and to the left to the nearest supply zone. Now here you get a rally drop. All that means to me is prices move really fast out of a particular area. So what am I going to do in that case? I'm going to use the highest one. Same like I said earlier, I'm not changing my rules. Go to 20 other classes of mine, will be exactly the same. The highest candle in that process. Right? Why? Because I know if I go lower down here now on a lower time frame, there's going to be a rally base drop there. Let's just see. There we go. Rally base drop. But why am I not selecting that area since that's the area that's in there, rally base drop? Because that's not the curve time frame. The curve time frame is the 1 hour. So when I get a rally and a drop, all I do is select the highest green candle and the wick of the highest candle in there. Right? This one's maybe not that clear. I'm not glad that we got this example. I think this might be an example in a previous class I've also done. I just copied a random month here, but the rules stay the same, so it doesn't matter if I'm copying the same thing, right? From current price down and to the left to the nearest supply zone. The nearest demand zone to do curve. Now for that, I got to look at the leg in and the leg out. That candle similar size to that. So I can't use this as a rally, base rally there, right? I can use this as a rally. That is a base, right? And a rally, but then we have a new problem. That has gone in more than 50%, right? Look at that. So then I got to go back here and say, okay, rally, base, rally. These two candles, right? But then this candle's almost that size. Let me check. Remember the rules for zone. The pacing candles cannot be the same size as the leg in or the leg out. Then it's not a zone at all. That's 96. Maybe I can. 89. Let's see. I draw on that curve. This is not great price action. It's following along with the process here. Draw on that curve. We're not more than 50% in here. One of my favorite. I love that you don't change your rule when you teach us. Makes it yes, right? Tony, what is the same for the leg out candle? I might have gone past that. Sorry, Tony. So we've gone into once, not more than 50%. I'm going to hold that one on. Let's see what happens. We go to, is that the same for leg out candle smaller than the base? If the leg out candle is smaller than the base, right, then there is no zone, a leg in and leg out. But it's not, remember, it's not, and I've stressed this in many classes before, everyone, a leg out is not one candle. It's a series of candles. So if this candle, this red candle was bigger than this candle, which it is, I would consider this not to be a formation. But a leg out and a leg in is not one candle. It's a series of candles. So since these two candles is larger than this one candle, these two candles together is larger than this one candle, this still qualifies. Right? That's important. It's very important that you understand a leg in and a leg out is not one candle. Okay? So rally, base rally over here, we came into it, but not more than 50%. We go to our 15-minute, we go and check our trend. Let's see what our trend is, right? The red candle in that leg out is part of the leg out because the body is within the body of the one before it, right? No, I don't think that's correct. Let me just see. No, this isn't. It's not inside of that, and that's not part of the leg out. This here is the leg out. The green candle is the leg out because it's larger than this candle, and that is the leg in because these two together is larger than this candle, right? What tool are you using to get the percentage of the leg versus the base? Not the percentage, just the size. It's called the measuring tool over here. It's also available on TradingView. It's called Measure. From the top, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 from the top. Yours might not show that icon. Just count 9 from the top. Click on it on the side here and go to Measure. Right? Okay, and then we go to the 15-minute to establish trend. Who can tell me what trend this is in? And the rules are staying exactly the same, you'll see. What trend is this? Wouldn't you move price up high on the curve? No, I wouldn't, because the curve is the curve, and the curve is set on the time frame that it should be set, which is a 1 hour. I'm not moving it down to a lower time frame. I'll do that with zone to define it, but not with curve. Since curve is a turning point, I don't want to mess with the curve, right? So we failed to close above that. and we failed to close below that. So we're trading inside of that now when we should have made a new high coming out of here. I classify this as a sideways market. If you're trading sideways markets, here's how my mind would think about this now. I would probably look to trade something below these lows, right? But there's nothing good there to trade it up, or above these highs to sell it down. So let's look at what price does. Can future curve be daily? Yes, any time frame can be curve. But remember, Caroline, if your daily is your curve, that means you are willing to wait 2 days for your trade to play out. That's even when you enter off of a 1 hour or 15 minute. Okay, so here's nothing yet. Okay, so now we go up. See, that's exactly what I said. When it's a sideways market, we'll go below these lows, come and hit something, then trade up, right? Set an alert and move on exactly, Terry. Or it will go above and go down. I want to see if inside of session, let's see inside of session here before 4 p.m. in the later session, if it gives us an M or a W. Let's just see. Otherwise, we'll just go to the next day. Okay, interesting. Now giving us an M over here. Giving us an M over here coming into that curve from that curve high. Listen carefully. I'm not going to repeat this part long, but what I would say is in scenarios like this, when I want to determine whether or not this curve is going to fail or hold, I'm going to look at what price is doing from a higher time frame perspective. And from a higher time frame perspective, now it looks like we've gone into a sideways market. Here's price, and then going here. So we likely want to target this low or to target that high. Since I'm uncertain, even though I believe it's going to go down, right? I am going a little bit faster, everyone. I would set an alert, yes, let's G. Going a little faster so you still get it in here. Now, what would I do? I would either wait for another breakdown or I take the risk on selling now. I do believe it's a sell, but I don't want to take that risk now. Okay, now we've gone into the curve more than 50%. That means I got to reset the curve, the higher time frame curve. Don't need to reset that one, but I must reset the one on the bottom. There's nothing good here, so I can go lower and instead go here. Now you might be saying, why there? That's a drop in, rally out, but we've only returned to it once and not more than 50%. So important to understand the rules, right? So we missed that completely. So go back to our 15 minute. We've now got an M to the downside, but we're far away from anything to trade there. So we need to break down again for me to get an actual trade. I want to see a drop-based drop. And then I want to see that drop-based, I want to see a breakdown. Then I want to see that breakdown be a drop-based drop on a higher time frame. Consistent rules, right? We're just chopping around here. Okay. Here, we officially have a drop, right? And another drop. If I go up one time frame and this becomes a drop-based drop, then I have a confirmed trend, right? But we also need to close below there, which we already have. Go up in time frame. Who sees that? You see that drop-based drop there? Right? An M from a curve, we don't have to wait for trend confirmation. No. Yes, exactly. We don't have to wait for it. Go back to my 15 minute. Can I spot a zone here? I got a rally, a base, and a drop, right? My rally, sorry, I got a rally, drop. What do I do? Same rule, the highest candle in that series, right? That would be the highest candle. I go ahead and place my short. Now, this is going to likely happen out of session. That's okay. I just want to show us the process. Not worried about anything else, the process. There could have been a better thing to trade on this day, and there likely was. But we're going with the process, right? Hit limit order. And again, the reminder, this is not trading view, so it looks slightly different. The setting the order. And let's just see. It's out. It's now past our trading session. I just want to see if it's going to get up there. If it does break down again, then I will stop it. Yeah, there. It breaks down. So we missed that trade. Now, what does this mean? If we're missing this trade here, likely on one of the correlated asset classes, it did go in and fall down, right? Let's see. MES, if I have it. I don't think I have YM on this. Let's see. Let's see if the rules I say is correct. It misses it on this one as well. So it's going to be on YM, unfortunately. And I don't have YM in this one, right? It's going to be likely inside of there. Unfortunately for that. So I'll leave that there. We'll do one more example. What should you learn from this, everyone? Look how we were correct on direction, right? We literally correct on direction. It's gone down over here. And if we were maybe in another session like London and we came here and we put our order there, because that's a drop-based drop there based on There's no color variance there, but I saw something on the other chart now there. Let me show you something. This is not a session in which you will trade, but I'm going to show you something here. Just so you have it in the video for repetition. I'm going to place an order on this asset. And I'm going to believe that this one's going to go down, right? And this one's going to go down. Let's see. We tagged in on that one. Magic, right? We just hit another take profit. And this one went in here. How would you be able to spot it that fast? I switched to this chart briefly, saw that, and knew that one's going to turn here, even though it has no variation, right? Why? End of day markups. So many years of doing that, right? So there we hit the target on that one. I can take these trades off now. That was in London session. Let's do one last one. So Nicole still got to finish at Lean Hog of yesterday. And then I'm going to say love and leave you all. I'll stay a little 10 minutes over. Nicole, totally fine if you have to go. Caroline, this one's for you, right? You wanted to do the whole process over, so I'm doing it. The only thing I'm not adding is Globex and odds and answers because I can't get the Globex on here. This is not trading view. What is this? London? No, New York. Let's go to the 1 hour. I'm gonna get there soon because of your daily skill sharing. We appreciate you, Chad, Nicole. Thank you. Gotta get some KFC for Nicole, yes, right? I had my KFC yesterday, everyone. Nicole's gonna get hers. Nobody gets left behind. Everyone will have KFC in December. Let's say it all together. Everyone will have KFC right? So switch sessions. Is this covered in correlated class? I don't know how to read what you just did in comparison. That is in interactive practices, Terry. That is in my interactive practice sessions. Let me encourage you to go and watch those. Don't worry about the live trading sessions. Go and watch all the interactive sessions. You'll learn a lot on that, right? You'll learn a lot about that. Everyone, KFC New Year's Eve, compulsory. No one will be a trader if they don't get KFC New Year's Eve. You guys hear me? Okay, last one. Let's see. Curve high, drop base drop, curve low. You see, I cannot use this because the lowest candle can't be bigger than that, right? We can see here. As the leg out, under than 70. I'll use the last one as the base drop. That is under 94. It's too big, so I gotta go beyond it. It's the same one as earlier on. Over here. So curve low. If it's fast for you now, remember it's on the replay, you can pause it, right? Sometimes you'll bypass the zone if a candle or wick is just a super long wick in both directions, mainly for the curve zone. How long is too long? No, it's not how long is too long. I'm judging it in relation to the leg in and leg out. That one there is my basing candle if the series is down and that rally is up. Now, that's a very long candle for a basing candle, and it's longer than that, so I skip that and go there, right? Right? I skip that and go there. Does that make sense? I mostly eat only food I raise personally. Safer that way. Deborah, that's great, but then you need to get yourself 11 herbs and spices, right? That's the only way. Exactly, Jack. Good question. So I'm looking when I have the low point, the lowest candle. Remember, I'm eating a unique scenario where it's a drop rally. I'm looking at the size of that low one in relation to that leg in and leg out. And that's only a cheat code, so that I don't have to go and change all sorts of time frames the whole time. What trend is this, everyone? What trend is this? Before I put it on. Let's see. So if we go year, a consistent rule I have is a lower time frame trend should be a higher time frame drop is drop, right? So let's go check. Interesting. Look here. Very good example. This is going to confuse some, but you can appreciate that this is in here. Everyone pay attention to this. Look where the drop base drop is. It is not here. It is not in here. It is here. Look carefully, everyone. Drop, base, drop. I want to encourage you, if you don't get this one now, that's okay. Make a note of this class. Come back here. It's okay if you don't get it now, but understand, look at this drop, base, drop. You know what that tells me? None of this here is my controlling swing high, and none of that is my trend. My controlling swing high sits here, right? You will never understand how powerful this is till you get this. Now I can go back to my 15-minute and watch how I'm drawing on my trend now because of that. Here, there, all the way down till there, because Chadwin says, and Kayla said it, you guys know, from that class that we had without Nicole when we spoke about Kayla, right? That secret class with Mandy, right? A lower time frame trend is a higher time frame drop base drop. Now I don't care about any of this here. That tells me we're going to go higher because where do the best trades come from? Above the pivot point, below the controlling swing low. Where should I venture a guess? I think we're going to go probably in here. Because remember on that correlated asset, this was a zone. We've been in there. Now it's just a curve zone. It's just a curve zone now. None of this, I don't trust any of these eyes. They are fake. They're lying to you. And now I want to see zone in a zone. If that is my, it's not a great zone. Let me check the 30-minute. You know what? The best zone here is the 1 hour. The best zone here is the 1 hour. Remember, I can go all the way up to my 1 hour, but just not higher than it. That will be my area. Why? Because that's the drop base drop. I don't, and that's the only one with a clear zone as well. 3R. Place order. Oops. Now, traditionally, everybody, the last trade I take of a session is a loss. So it's about time. Isn't that trading within the 1 hour curve? Yes, Mason. And if you asked that question before, right, it's trading within the 1 hour curve. But remember, the trend is also there. All of those other lows and highs are not the trend. It's lying to you. This is not the trend high, right? So am I violating the rule? No, because I'm still trading within the trend. And all I'm doing is using the pump up trick to find where's that zone. Drop base drop. Here's that zone. Yes, it's residing inside of the curve, but I never trade the curve. Hear me, everyone. I never trade the curve. I trade the trend time frame or the zone time frame out to that area, both of which just happens to be sitting right there, right? And this is the breakout segment. And it's below the controlling swing high, and it's above the last pivot point. All the rules I use exactly the same. I just know from experience, these two things are trying to trick me. That and that. Now, it might just fall all the way down and you guys will think I'm crazy. But I'm telling you now, don't trust those two eyes because those two eyes, unless we come down here, if we come lower down here, then I'm wrong. And then we'll take another position somewhere out of here. But I don't trust those two eyes because they are hiding behind the fact that, look, now we've really gone through that. Maybe this one holds. I don't know. Oh, did I just miss it? But we still haven't broken down. Below this, I'll change my analysis. In. Ooh. This is not what you want to see, right? You don't want the market to do this. Wow, look at this, everyone. Look at this. But look at this. Look how close we actually came to that take profit. And if I did my normal take profit at 2R, 80% off, which is there, I would have been 80% off by that point. Because my entry was where? There. And my first target point was there. And the market actually didn't do anything wrong that it normally does. There is the zone that it turned around from. I hope you guys see that. Even though I didn't get that trade correct, look how close I got to that 3R. Here's 3R. Look at how close I got. That was the correct direction to take everyone. From that zone, we're not trading the curve, even though it's sitting in the curve. I would never take that zone in the curve if it was inside of a different breakout segment or it went against it. But since it didn't, it's all good. Everybody understand that? I'm happy we have that example, and I want to leave that example in there. Had I gone for 2R, it would be profitable. But I want to leave that example in there. That was good because I've been trying to tell you guys when I look for it on the chart, I can never find it. But this is that. You look on the 15-minute, you're going to draw on this as a zone. You're going to say that's it. But that is why I gave you the rule, which states a trend on a lower time frame must be a rally-based rally or drop-based drop on a higher time frame. Since this eye is not part of anything, it's a lie. Price will go beyond it, right, to the actual zone, right? To the actual zone. Missed by air, 2R mostly works. Yes, I would have taken off on my normal rules, my normal rules, Brandy. At 2R, I take off 80% of the trade. And if I get the 2R and I take off 80% of the trade, I will try and run the rest of the 20% for 5R if it's an easy run, if I think it's going to go that way. Otherwise, I will close at 3R the entire position. But 80% of my trade, or as close as to 80% as I can get, I'll take off at 2R. Right? But again, I don't want you guys to do that unless it fits with your actual numbers. That being said, everyone, that's that. Right? I hope that you all have appreciated that and you found value in that. Um, we covered the entire strategy there again, right? And I want to stop here because I think that is a fundamentally good example that if you go back to the end of the class, you can always find that, right? And then you know that that's the one that I speak about when you don't have that clear spot, right? Quick question. What time do you start training in the morning personally? EST. I start, Liz G, I start at 2 a.m. EST. I'm blessed and highly favored to live in South Africa, which 2 a.m. EST is literally 8 o'clock in the morning by me. So it's like a 9 to 5. Most times I'm done by the time New York hits. And I prefer it that way because then then I don't have to, I can do what I need to do the rest of the day. I usually schedule counseling sessions or ministry appointments or things like that in the day when I'm not teaching on Surge, right? Then I'll do those things on those days. If I'm having a couple over at my house that I'm counseling or something like that's what I will do during those times, those periods. Um, thank you, Colonel. I hope you guys have found value in this. I want to remind you again, the season is about God. I thought at some point I might get through this class at the end and then tell you all about the time I died. But we will leave that for another time and another season on another day, right? As the Lord wills. But just know that the Father brought me back, and here I am, right? Yeah, I am. Thank you. Enjoy spiritual food to share long suffering with people and patience. Thank you, Terry. I know I always have to remind people. Sometimes I get really animated. My wife will even tell me, "You sounded like you were being angry there inside." I said, "No, I'm not. I just enjoy answering the questions and giving people emphasis when I think there's something they need to learn." Right. So that's what happens. But never ever take it like a criticism. I'm not. Right. Not. I did actually, Stephanie, Google the origin of Boxing Day yesterday, and I'm lived in a country with Boxing Day all my life and only did it yesterday. Thanks for the most wonderful session. We'll watch the missed ones. Appreciate God is using you. Thank you. Terry, I have a similar story. It's in my book. Oh, Terry, you should send that to me. Right? You should send that to me. That's awesome. You should send that to me. And thanks to Caleb by proxy. I love that, Dan. I want you in all my classes, Dan. You are the comedian of note. Mariaga, actually, they say near death. I don't know. I think it was just a death and comeback experience. Um, a death and comeback experience. But I had a conversation with God. Told him I needed to come back. There was more serving I needed to do. My family, I needed to raise my son in the fear of the Lord, and I needed to take care of my wife, and I needed to take care of my mom, and I needed to take care of my church. And I asked him to bring me back, and he did. And that was during COVID. Died in my house, but he brought me back. And no one can take that away from me. I fully 100% know what experience I had. I know I was gone. I know that I left. I know that I had the conversation. So it changed me forever from that point. And that's only I kid you not. We'll speak again about it, but you guys won't believe me anymore. At some point, you'll stop believing me, so I'll stop there. But it takes a lot for me to tell that story, so I have to really think about it beforehand because I also don't want to sit here trying to tell you guys the story and just crying the entire time. So I have to like gear my whole mind up to okay, I'm gonna tell the story, keep calm, don't because it's hard. It's hard. It's hard not because I'm fearful of it or anything. It's hard because